What is up, guys? Drew Martin here talking SEC conference games for Rivalry weekend. We got it Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. A bunch of games to get to. Hey, last week, winning week, 5-2 doing the video. So that brings us to 37-35 on the year against the spread. Best bets at 5-5. So an important week for us in the SEC video here. Of course, not all SEC games, just SEC versus SEC. A lot of ACC games, and we're going to get after it now because we got a bunch of them. Thursday night, starting off with a good one here in the Egg Bowl. Ole Miss at Mississippi State. We get 61 being the total. Mississippi State -1, -1.5 point favorites, depending where you're shopping. And look, I mean, head coach-wise, Lane Kiffin versus Mike Leach doesn't get better from a kind of marketing standpoint here. But actually, this being a short week on Thursday night, Thanksgiving night, so eating turkey, mashed potatoes, and watching the Egg Bowl, that's what it's all about as a sports bettor here. But really, I'm going after this because Mississippi State's playing actually really good football right now. The best football of the year for the Bulldogs here. 5-0 against the spread streak, meaning if you've been betting on them the last 5 games, you've cashed all of your bets for the last 5 straight up in SEC West play. And Ole Miss, not playing bad football, a little bit banged up, but really where I'm going after this one is Ole Miss has 6 straight games to the under, meaning totals-wise, they've fallen short of the total. We get a total north of 60 here at 61. And my Ole Miss insider, he tipped me off on something. Ole Miss's defense plays a lot better against quarterbacks that they don't have to spy. And Mississippi State's quarterback's pretty good, but he's not like the next level athlete type where you got to kind of watch from, running around. So I think that is kind of indicative to defenses actually playing a lot better. A lot of people think, Lane Kiffin, Mike Leach, throw it around, hurry up. Ole Miss does run up tempo. Mississippi State, not as much, but still to get to 61, I think both defenses show up under 61 in the Egg Bowl on Thursday night. Moving to Friday, we got one on Friday as well. Missouri versus Arkansas. The battle line rivalry. Yes, I looked up all of these rivalry names before going live. So 3:30 CBS on Friday, 62.5 -14. That's Arkansas at home. Missouri's won 3 straight against the spread, but I think it's kind of misleading. I mean, they got blown out by 40, but covered the spread against Georgia. They caught Florida at a really bad time here, and also South Carolina off of a big win. So I think it's a little bit misleading. Plus the fact they're 3-10 against the spread their last 13 games. Now they are going bowling. You got to tip your cap there. But Arkansas is a lot more talented team. Are they 14 points better than Missouri? I don't know. They are at home though. They played a lot better at home, 5-1 at home. Missouri 1-3 on the road. I think that points towards Arkansas here. Sam Pittman's got these guys playing good. Arkansas -14 is the play in this one. I mean, I don't love laying 2 touchdowns, but they did just go toe-to-toe with Alabama and look pretty good. So Arkansas -14 on to the Saturday slate here. In order of kickoff, 12 noon on ABC, Georgia versus Georgia Tech. Clean, old-fashioned hate rivalry is the name of this one. -35, that's the Bulldogs as the road favorite. 54 being the total. This is in Atlanta. There'll be a lot of Georgia fans there, I'm sure. In looking at Georgia Tech, they are not playing good football at all. Lost 5 straight games, guys. Lost 5 of the last 6 against the spread as well. And coming off a 55-0 beatdown by the hands of the Irish in Notre Dame. Georgia Tech, I just can't bet on them. And I know it's 35 points here, 7 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns. I just, not even competitive scores from Georgia. And when you look down at who they've played, it's 56-7, 43-6, 30-13 against Kentucky. Some people might point at that. Kentucky, covered the spread against Georgia, but really they slipped through the back door at the end. I mean, they did cash the ticket, but it really wasn't that competitive of a game. I think Georgia smashes them here. -35 on the Georgia Bulldogs is the play in this one. Florida State versus Florida simultaneously going on noon Eastern here on ESPN. FSU at the Florida Gators in the Swamp. Sunshine Showdown is the name of this rivalry. Look, the Gators have lost 5 straight against the spread. They just fired their head coach. Last 5 games, they're 0-5 ATS, and even more importantly, minus 90 points against the spread points, meaning what the market has been pricing them at, they've been overpriced by 90 points the last 5 games. So Florida playing really bad football. Florida State, they've won 5 of their last 7 games. Each team is 5-6, meaning the winner is going to go to a bowl game. The loser is going to be out of bowl season, and it's your rival on the other side. So this is an important game. I don't think, motivation is going to be a big part here, meaning both teams are really going to win. It's not going to be like the last couple for the Florida Gators. And there's a little bit of a sharp angle here. Bet on the team that just fired their head coach. Sometimes that comes into effect. They're at home, minus 2.5. This is a tough one. I don't love it, but the pick for the play is the Florida Gators minus 2.5. 3:30 Eastern on CBS, the Iron Bowl. Alabama at Auburn. Minus 20 is the Alabama Crimson Tide as the road favorite, 55 being the total. Look, Auburn is 10-5 against Alabama in Jordan-Hare Stadium. For whatever reason, they kind of got their number here. 2-0 the last 2 times they've played in Jordan-Hare. Keep in mind, you might think Alabama versus Auburn, 10-5, only 15 times in Jordan-Hare. But before that, they actually played in Birmingham, not at the home site of these 2 teams. So both teams lost last week, and we actually were on the right side of those bets on the video. I looked at fade Alabama and fade Auburn last week, and sure enough, got 2 winners there. Coming into this one, look, Alabama is really good, but if you're not fooled by the polo shirt I'm wearing and the helmet in the background, you're kind of probably watching the wrong video. I can't bet on Alabama against Auburn. It's Auburn plus 20 points for me in the Iron Bowl. Sprinkle a little bit there on the money line. War Eagle at home. We got 3:45 on SEC Network. Vanderbilt versus Tennessee. Tennessee minus 31-point home favorites, 63 being the total. The Valdor Classic is the name of this one. So 63 the total. Tennessee minus 31 is the play. Looks like we get pretty good weather here. 50 degrees and clear in Knoxville on Saturday. So, look, Tennessee's offense, they put up 62 points against Missouri, 60 points against South Alabama. I bring that up because when they can move the ball, they tend to run it up, Josh Heupel and companies. And I think they're going to be able to run the ball or be able to run it up against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's not a very good defense. I know they covered the number against Ole Miss, but that was more Ole Miss looking, ahead towards Mississippi State on a short week. So I wouldn't put too much into that. I think Tennessee runs away with this in the Valdor Classic. Tennessee minus 31 is the play. 3 games left here, guys. Only 2 minutes to do it. I don't know if I'm going to finish. Texas A&M at LSU, 7 p.m. on ESPN. Texas A&M minus 6.5-point road favorites, 45.5 being the total. The Aggies have won 5 of the last 6 straight up and against the spread. Texas A&M playing really good football right now. LSU lost 5 of their last 7 straight up. They are 5-6. A win would put them into a bowl game. Coach O, his last time coaching here in Tiger Stadium. I just don't think they have the horses to do it. I think Texas A&M playing really good football. They didn't have a strong opponent last week, so being able to prepare for this, I think that defensive front, their offense is kind of playing really, actually not kind of, playing a lot better football. Minus 6.5 on Texas A&M is the play in that one. 7:30 on ESPN2. Kentucky at Louisville in the Governor's Cup here. 57 being the total, minus 2.5. That's Louisville at home. This is actually the best bet, guys. Kentucky, Louisville, over 57. This total's too low. Kentucky 7-4 against the spread if you're looking to go on a side. I don't know if I trust them, though. I like this total more because their offense put up more than 600 yards in 2 of the last 3 games. Louisville's offense has put up 100-plus points in their last 2 games. So both of these 2 offenses really rolling right now. Looks like 50 degrees and clear in Louisville, Kentucky on Saturday. So in Kentucky, Louisville, that's the best bet for the video, guys. Over 57. Last game here, 7:30 on ESPN2. Clemson versus South Carolina, the Gamecocks. Clemson minus 11-point road favorites, 43 being the total in the Palmetto Bowl. Clemson won 4 straight games. They've covered 3 of them. They've played a lot better football. This defense is pretty good. I actually lost personally betting on Wake last week, and that's one thing I took away. This defense is good. South Carolina just 2-4 against the spread the last 6 games. So even though they're going to a bowl game, I don't know. I think it's a little bit misleading. They kind of caught Florida at a bad time, Auburn with the backup quarterback as well. So I don't know if I'd give them too much credit. The defense is pretty good. Kind of look towards the under, but for the play, I'm going Clemson -11 to kind of run away with this one in South Carolina, Columbia here. So guys, that does it for the video. I'll recap it quick. Best bets, Kentucky and Louisville over 57. That's the best bet for the video. Also got Clemson -11, Texas A&M -6.5, Tennessee -31, Auburn +20, Florida -2.5, Georgia -35, Arkansas -14, and Ole Miss, Mississippi State under 61. So that's the plays for the video, guys. That does it for Rivalry Weekend. Thanks for tuning in. If you're liking the content, please smash that like button. Feel free to comment below on YouTube at Drew Martin Bets. Also went live on Facebook and Twitter as well. Best way to get at me is on Twitter at Drew Martin Bets. So guys, best of luck if you're out there tailing. Last week of the season here for the SEC video might have something to do with bowl season coming up, but stay tuned. So guys, best of luck out there. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving out there. Enjoy it with your families, guys. Be